Welcome everybody to another Q&A session from the festival Etiuda&Anima, and this session will be dedicated to Varya Yakovleva and her film Life's a Bitch. She's with us, connecting from Russia, and we will talk a little bit about your animation. And I have a few questions, of course, regarding your creation, regarding your film. So the first one, well, your animation is kind of a documentary animation and is based on the real story of Islam Bekbov. I hope I pronounced that name right. So have you met him in person, and can you tell us how did this whole story start? How this idea came to your mind about making a film about him?
Oh, okay. Of course, I knew him, and he lived on a bench on our railway station here in where I live. He lived about 7 months on bench, and we tried to help him with my husband. We tried to make documents for him, get him to the hospital, and then we get him to Samarkand to his home at Uzbekistan. And in progress, I decided to interview him, and I took a recorder and made about 3.5 hours of interview with him, and then I cut it and used about 1 minute, I think, of interview in my film.
Mm-hmm. And asking out of curiosity, how did he react to that idea of making a movie about him? Was he happy, excited, surprised?
He loved it. He loved it, and he's a person who their love, attention of other people, not attention. Look, just 1 minute. No, yes, attention. Maybe it's I can use this word. He loved it, and he at first when I interviewed him, he told me his story. It was so bitter. I cried when I heard him. And another day, I interviewed him, and story was another one, and it was not so bitter. It was I thought that he made his life by himself, and the reason of all the situation in him inside. And another, when he came to hospital, was another kind of interview. He was so happy, and he slowly talked with me. He was in good stuff there.
Okay, so that's a very thrilling story. So that you had such a personal contact with him. And please tell us more about the process of finding proper animation techniques for the movie. As this is a documentary film, you show us a real story. So probably in documentaries, the animation techniques shouldn't be like with two bright colors, too abstract, and too overwhelming not to cover the story. So tell us something about that. How long did it take you to decide in what way would you like to make this film?
Oh, it was not a problem because I had his voice, and I choose my technique of animation, my of illustration. I am an illustrator and artist. I just opened my sketchbook and took from it my sketches and used it as backgrounds and person and characters. I took all from my sketchbook, and that's all.
And how long did it take?
Sorry, I wanted to tell that concept was not to show main character. I haven't show Islam, and because at the end I used his photos. Was the concept, and the concept that the camera was not move. I didn't move camera. It was it stay in front of bench, and I have two principal concepts in film: not to show main character, and not to move a camera.
Yeah, I see that concept, and I also, that photo at the end from when he was young. It was a very nice and also a very thrilling moment to see actually how that person looked. So, did it take long actually to collect all those materials and to draw the story?
I don't remember exactly. Maybe it was about 4 or 5 months mm, from the starting of making interview and the end of the film makeup.
Okay, thank you. Also, documentary movie versus animation. So, are you a fan of documentary movies? And have you tried ever, like before making this animated documentary, to make something in that genre? Or was it your first attempt, actually, your first try with document, or have you had any other experiences?
Yes, it was my first film, but I loved it because work with documentary material is such rich for directors and artists, and I loved it, and I hope that I can make films in this way.
And so, if it was your first attempt, so what was the most difficult? What was the biggest challenge for you during making that film?
Most difficult was to choose words which I used in film because to choose from 3.5 hours of interview, he told me a lot of from his life, and it was not so easy to take this word or that one from his text, from his story.
hmm Okay, so yeah, it was probably difficult to decide. So, how did you prioritize what is more important and what's not? It sounds like a very big challenge, actually.
I think I thought about people who will watch my film because I was inside of the story, and it was difficult to um, to go out from it. And when I chose words, I thought about people who will watch.
Yeah, I understand. And also, I want to ask you about one thing in the animation itself about the dog that also takes like a big part in the film. So, did it actually exist? Is it like a real character, or did you made it up? And why the decision of making such a figure in the film?
No, in real life, there were not a dog. And why I decided no, because I had a concept not to show a main character, and I need someone who make people laugh when you watch something when you watch film. You I think you need someone to like it. I'm sorry, I don't know how to tell it in English correctly. um,
Yeah, some like positive highlight. Yeah,
yes,
like it
maybe.
was the dog in the film. Yeah. So, what about your next project? Will you focus on documentary also, or will you try to make something around fiction? What are your plans?
Now I'm in progress. I make 10 minutes film, and it is not a documentary, but I hope the next one will be on real material, on documentary. I
Okay,
make
great. Thank
about
you.
relationship woman and man now story.
Okay, great. So looking forward to it. Thank you very much
Thank you.
for answering my questions. It was a pleasure to meet you. And yeah, thank you very much. And I hope to see you somewhere in the future. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you a lot.